Before we start, I'd like to make some announcements for those who are joining us in the audience. This is an official congressional hearing. This is not a town hall meeting. There's protocol we have to follow. We're going to have to follow it today. I'd like to thank the Financial Services Committee Chairman, Mr. Bacchus, and Subcommittee Chairman Beggert for granting the request to have this hearing today, holding in Chino's. This will be made a part of the congressional record. This issue will move forward in Congress as the issue is coming up throughout the state, throughout the country. We were granted permission to convene this very important hearing today, and we would like to obligate the order and decorum of the committee here. It's as if we were holding this hearing in Washington, D.C. So it's not a hearing that people can just jump up and talk or raise questions. We have to follow a normal protocol and form, and that's what we're doing today. I know this issue is of great importance to the community here, and there's people in this hearing that are greatly impacted, and we want to let you know we understand that, but there's certain things we have to do today. The comment sheets that you have are provided to you. If you do have a question, you can issue those questions. They will be responded to, and they will be made a part of the official congressional hearing. Only those present in this hearing today will be issued those forms, and only people here today will be responded to. So before the hearing proceeds, I would like to introduce a very good friend of mine with unanimous consent of the hearing. We'd like to ask Assemblyman Kurt Hagman to stand up. Now, Kurt is a very good friend of ours. As you know, he's been a champion on this issue. If it was just a community hearing, he would be up here. It's not. It's a members of Congress only. And I would like to have the Mayor and City Council stand up, please, and give them a round of applause. They opened this great facility up to us and to the community to have this hearing. This is the first hearing of its type in the entire region. I'm honored to have it here in my district in Chino Hills. And we would like to start hearing as protocol allows. I'm going to introduce myself for 5 minutes for an opening statement. Today's hearing is focused on the impact of the high voltage transmission towers and lines on eligibility for FHA insurance finance mortgage program. The committee granted my request to have a hearing today about FHA eligibility here in Chino Hills because of the concern raised by residents about the high voltage transmission towers and power line structures being erected within the utility right-of-way, but close in proximity to many homes here in Chino Hills. Homeowners have expressed their concern about the new towers and power lines, how they will negatively impact their home values and their ability to access FHA mortgages. Under current California law, by the year 2020, electric utilities must produce 33% of the electricity they deliver to customers from renewable energy sources. In order to meet the state's mandate, Southern California Edison must upgrade its power lines and substations south of the Tehachapi Wind Resource Area. The Tehachapi Renewable Transmission Project, TRTP, would interconnect renewable wind energy to the existing electricity system in order to meet the state's renewable energy requirements. To comply with state law, Southern California Edison is upgrading its infrastructure in the region, including the installation of new high voltage lines, towers, and power line structures within Chino Hills and other communities. Residents of Chino Hills whose homes are adjacent to these new power line structures are rightfully concerned about the economic impact of these new towers on their home prices. In addition, they have raised concerns about the Federal Housing Administration would not allow FHA financing for their homes as a result of proximity to the new transmission towers into their homes. Today's hearing is important for the House of Representatives because we oversee the Federal Housing Administration's mortgage insurance program. The FHA is intended to be self-funded. Premiums paid by the homeowners for FHA mortgage insurance are used to pay for the cost of running the program and to cover losses when homes default. The FHA guarantees nearly 40% of homes purchased and mortgage originated in the United States alone. The program currently issues more than $1 trillion worth of mortgages to more than 7 million homeowners. Given the taxpayers' exposure through FHA program, the Financial Services Committee is very concerned about the state's mandates that negatively impact home values. That's why we're here today. We're concerned about the impact on the FHA insurance fund should the FHA insurance home loss value due to this project and impact on individuals whose homes are impacted by this project. We're also concerned about the impact on the fund if home values in the neighborhoods go down because FHA is not available to other communities on this option. The impact of FHA goes beyond those homes adjacent to the power lines. Lost value in the area could impact home values in the entire community. This could impact values on other FHA-insured homes. Today's hearing will give Congress the opportunity to hear from residents of Chino Hills, local elected officials, and representatives from Southern California Edison, the real estate industry, about the FHA policies about insuring these homes. And we do look forward to their testimony today. Also give us understanding from the industry professionals about impact on FHA's insurance fund if the state mandates cause home values to decrease as many residents are concerned about. Originally, only witnesses who were invited today are here. We had communicated with the Public Utilities Agency, and until today we had heard not even a single comment. It was like a quiet radio. Multiple attempts were made from our office to invite them to the committee, and until this morning we didn't know they were going to be here. In my opinion, this shows an arrogance from Sacramento. When Congress can approach an agency that they should respond to, and we hear nothing till the day of the hearing, we don't even have their prepared statement in advance to know what they're going to talk about. We were going to subpoena them to this hearing if we had more time. It got to that degree. Everybody else was willing to work with us. This one agency at the last minute decided to show up. In conclusion, I want to make the point that the situation is yet another example of what happens when government runs amok. We wouldn't be here today if Sacramento had not set a mandate on renewable energy and the targets they placed in our community. While it sounds good and we all want to protect the environment, it's clear that adequate consideration was not made in Sacramento about the consequences of this mandate. Sure, we all want to protect the environment. Promoting renewable energy is a great talking point. But what about the impact on Californians and homeowners? What about their health, safety, and the impact on their pocketbooks? What about the economic impact that depressed home values have on local communities? These things are obviously not considered when they made this legislation intact. These towers are a direct result of dictates from Sacramento to electric providers on how they must provide energy to the area. It's not surprising that these residents and these homes are located on easements adjacent to these power lines are extremely concerned about the impact of these new towers on their home prices. Sacramento should have also been concerned when they passed the mandate in the first place, and Sacramento should be held basically accountable for what they've done to our communities. Further, U.S. taxpayers should be outraged because this misguided state action could impact home values that currently FHA is insuring, causing values to decrease below the amount of the loans. This would pose a great risk to the FHA fund, and we are here because Congress needs to think about what recourse we should use based on the impact placed upon you. And I yield 5 minutes to my dear colleague, Ed Royce.